Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. You are listening to the Daly Dose Sports Podcast, and I am your host, Clint Daly, coming to you from the Mile High City right here in Denver, Colorado. And we are back for another week of talking sports with a dose of common sense. Hey, happy Wednesday to you. Hopefully your week is off to a great start. We are very happy to have you here with us today. How is your week going, by the way? Daylight savings here in the States started off on Sunday. So if you're not familiar with that whole situation, we all turned our clocks forward 1 hour early Sunday morning. They say it's for the farmers or the cows or something. I don't know. Do cows need that turn forward? I don't know why we do that. Anyways, I wish we would just stay on daylight savings. Now that we're on it, can we just stay on it and not go back in the fall? More daylight is always better than less daylight, isn't it? I mean, who came up with this whole idea of, well, in the winter, we know that it's really cold and it's really depressing, but what would really get us down would be if we could just get less daylight for all of us in the day. That might get us to break psychologically. It is kind of funny though, because like the first day, Sunday, you feel it a little bit, but it's not so bad if you're off on Sunday and you didn't have to go to work that day. You're like, okay, that wasn't too terrible. Hey, I even stayed up like normal time last night. I didn't go to bed early on Saturday night. So Sunday, I got up. Yeah, you know what? You feel it a little bit, but it's not a big thing. Not a problem. That's because you slept until 9 a.m. on Sunday. But here's the problem. When you stayed up until 11 on Sunday night, and then you had to get up at 5 or 6 on Monday, oh, that hurt. That was absolutely brutal. You cussed out every single U.S. president that has allowed this nonsense to take place every year. The extra hour of light in the evening is kind of nice though. And it is starting to get a little bit warmer, at least here in Denver it is. It is officially here in Denver. Wear a jacket in the morning and then be like completely baffled in the afternoon by, why did I wear a jacket? What was I doing? Like it's warm out now. It's super warm out this afternoon. Why in the world did I even bring a jacket today? And why is the heater on in my car? Was I drunk this morning? What was I doing? I don't need the heater on. It's warm now. So don't get confused. Like, it's just that time of year right now where it's cool in the morning, gets a little bit warmer in the afternoon. I know here in Denver, we still have some snow coming, but it's just that kind of weird time of year, turning the clocks forward. Weather is starting to change. Spring is coming very, very soon. Don't get too thrown off by any of it. Hey, if you'd like to contact the show, maybe tell us how daylight savings is affecting you. We would love to hear from you. Hit us up on email, dailydosesports@gmail.com, or go find us over on Facebook or Twitter. Both of those handles are at Daly Dose Sports. Maybe you've got some feedback for the show. Maybe you have a suggestion. Maybe you have a certain subject that you would like the answer to. Reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. Also, be sure to stop by tpublic.com and pick up some of the Daly Dose gear that we do have available over there. We have our standard Daly Dose gear over there. We have our Daly Dose I-Team shirts over there, couple of different styles. We have our Daly Dose Faster Than Domestic Violence t-shirts over there. You can get them in whatever color you want. You can get t-shirts, you can get sweatshirts, you can get hoodies, you can get like coffee mugs or something for your office. A number of items over at tpublic.com. Just go over there, search Daly Dose in the search bar, scroll down until you see our logo, and there you can find a number of items to get exactly what it is that you need. Also, we're going to be talking about it a lot today, but March Madness is coming next week, and you need to make sure that you head over to ESPN.com and join our Daly Dose March Madness Bracket Challenge. It's really easy. It seems like we're getting more and more people to join every single year, so make sure that you head over there. Big Rob sets this up for us every year. It's super easy to join. Go to ESPN.com, go to the tournament challenge, and click join group. You don't need a password. It's free. All you have to do is search for the group, Daly Dose Sports Podcast, and join us. You create your username, you make all of your picks, and if you pick a perfect bracket, I think you win like $1 million from ESPN. But the winner of our bracket is once again going to get a Daly Dose t-shirt. So make sure you head over to ESPN.com and make your picks. We want you to join our group. Anyone is welcome, and bragging rights are most definitely at stake. Hey, today on the show, we do have a few sports news stories coming out that we need to discuss, but then that NCAA tournament is coming quickly. We are going to give you a very early preview of a few things that you're going to want to keep an eye on during March Madness. I know we're starting to get excited. This coming weekend, we have the brackets come out. You're going to be filling out that March Madness bracket. You're going to be participating in that office pool. We're going to give you a few things to keep an eye out for. Plus, we do have a very interesting Daly Dose top 5 for you today as well. You know you never want to miss the Daly Dose top 5. Don't know where it's going to go, but it always takes us somewhere interesting. You have to be sure that you stick around for that. Let's jump into the NFL. The NFL's Player Association and the League Management Council have agreed to move that whole franchise transition tag deadline. It was supposed to be tomorrow on Thursday at 4 p.m. They're going to bump that back to Monday by setting the tag deadline at noon. Kind of allows for that period known as legal tampering to begin on Monday. Start of the league year will remain next Wednesday, March 18th. The decision to move the tag deadline is following that extension of the deadline for players to vote on that big collective bargaining agreement proposal. They are extending that deadline out until Saturday. And they are saying that a number of NFL owners are hoping that the CBA proposal doesn't actually pass this week. Now, I don't know if I believe that because that's just me. They think they can negotiate a better deal with eyes on an 18-game season in the future. That is what a source is telling all of the sports networks. They feel they gave up too much on the economics. The owners told Commissioner Roger Goodell of their belief at an owners meeting in New York back in February, citing frustration with the players' monetary increases and the increase of active rosters. Now, a handful of owners, they're not happy with the 17-game season. They say they want it to be an 18-game season. If the players don't approve that proposed CBA next week, the idea of an 18-game season has been floated in the past. We've heard players push back against it. We've heard the players' union push back against it. In fact, executive director of the NFLPA, that is DeMaurice Smith, he says, I don't see an 18-game schedule under any circumstance being in the best interest of our players. That's what he said actually back in July. If someone wants to make an 18-game proposal, we'll look at it. I haven't seen anything that makes me think it would be good for the players. Now, I have a few thoughts on this whole CBA thing. First off, I know that originally the owners said they were thinking about maybe a 17-game schedule. Then they say, well, if they don't pass that, we might actually bump that to an 18-game schedule. I don't even know if I believe anything the owners are saying. I think they're just kind of throwing things out there. But who wants to tell the owners what number comes after 18? Because as soon as they find out it's 19, they're going to be shooting for that next. Make no mistake about that. And you just knew that the owners would be keeping like a few things in their pocket. Like they were just kind of wait and be like, hey, let's see if they'll agree to what we put out there. And we know that they might not. And you know what? That's okay if they don't. We're not really all that concerned if they don't. What we actually want to do is we want to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and see if we can't get a little bit bigger of a number because we want to push for as many games as they can. Now, I know everyone's saying, the NFLPA and the players, everyone is saying 17 games or 18 games is just too much. It's just too much for safety. We're going to see injuries. You can't actually have these guys playing more than 16. Now, here's a question for you. What made the magic number 16? I know we all say 17 or 18 is just way too much, but has anyone ever been hurt in, I don't know, week 1? Maybe in preseason? Maybe in week 2? Okay, here's the thing. None of it is safe. None of the NFL is safe. If you want it safe, here's an easy hint. Lose the helmets, lose the shoulder pads, because then that will safeten some things right up. Otherwise, let's stop throwing out the safety card. Hey, we just don't want it to be unsafe. We really want to be super safe for these players. Yeah, I don't know if it's a safety thing. I think it might be an overworked thing. I think it's definitely a money thing. But if I'm a younger player, I know I'm not going to be there 10 years. I know I'm not going to be there maybe much more than 5 years. I'm going to take whatever they give me. And if you're going to give me an extra paycheck to play an extra game or two, yeah, I'm actually going to take that. I don't really care. But let's stop saying that we're going to do this for the safety of the players, because none of it is safe. Like zero of it is safe. It doesn't matter. If they play one single game, it's going to be unsafe. Stop with the whole safety thing. Moving over to the NBA, we actually had a really interesting week over this past week in the NBA. A number of things happened. For one, the NBA announced on Monday that it plans to dramatically curb access to the players in the locker rooms because of the whole coronavirus thing. The league notified teams on Monday that they'll need to eliminate what the NBA considers to be non-essential team personnel, including media members, from their locker rooms. Kind of crazy to think about. Apparently, that whole exclusive, hey, we're just going to fist bump. Remember that thing? Remember that's what they said last week? Hey, no more handshakes. We're just going to do a lot of fist bumping. Apparently, that did not, in fact, curb the coronavirus. Who knew that would have that effect? The Golden State Warriors got superstar Steph Curry back last week from that broken hand he suffered early in the season. And then he played exactly one game. He looked pretty good. Steph scored 23 points. He had 6 rebounds. He had 7 assists. And then it was announced he had contracted influenza A and he is out again until further notice. And they specifically said, like they came out and the Warriors specifically said, hey, it's not coronavirus. He has influenza A. That's all. Which sounds like exactly what you'd say if he had coronavirus. Just kind of throwing that out there. I don't know. Let's hope Steph is okay. The Los Angeles Lakers had a very good week this last week. They beat Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans last Sunday. Then they pounded Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers last Tuesday. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks. They beat the Los Angeles Clippers. Hey, the Los Angeles Lakers are starting to look like the best team in the NBA, bar none. The LA Clippers have no answer whatsoever for Anthony Davis. They just can't even play him. They don't even know what to do with him. Anthony Davis was completely dominant. But it is kind of funny watching the Lakers have this success, or like watching LeBron fans have this success. Because if you ask them, are the Lakers the best team in the league right now? Do you feel like LeBron and the Lakers, they're finally the big dog in the NBA right now? Now, I'm not talking about the idiot fans. You know, you remember those ones that were saying like, the Lakers are going to win it all with Byron Scott coaching. I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the rational, good, smart Laker fans. If you ask them right now, hey, is this the best team in the NBA? They look like they are the big dog. Is that the best team out there? And it's all funny because all those Laker fans are like, well, I don't know about that. I mean, there's some really good teams out there. We're just trying to, we're trying to win a few games. We're just kind of stumbling along, just trying to do the best that we can. I mean, why won't you just own that? What are you so afraid of? Like, if you're a Lakers fan right now, you just say, we are the best team. We just beat the Clippers. We just beat the Bucks. What else is left for us? Hey, we're rolling. Make no mistake, nobody has a 1-2 punch like what we have. We are the best team in the NBA. I mean, what are they afraid of? Are they afraid of, like, I don't know, LeBron losing to the Dallas Mavericks, or like the Boston Celtics in the postseason or something? No one does that. Come on.
Man, that's just mean.
What are you afraid of, Lakers fans? Step up. Finally, we reached the story of the Brooklyn Nets, who fired their head coach Kenny Atkinson over the past weekend because they were sitting a little below 500, even though they are like in the playoffs right now. But this actually started rumors that the Nets superstars may have been behind his firing. Rumors are that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant may have been orchestrating Atkinson's firing. Nets big man DeAndre Jordan responded to the rumors on Sunday, saying he was shocked when he heard the news. The guys who had been here love him, so I'm sure it's tough for them. At the end of the day, this is a business. Coaches get fired, players get cut, they get traded, whatever. He went on to say that if people think this was done by the Nets superstars, it's absolutely not true. DeAndre Jordan had this to say: I think whatever you're saying and whatever the reports are, it's BS. If this was done by the superstars, that has no place here. That was not involved in any way here with the Brooklyn Nets. That's what DeAndre Jordan had to say. And I mean, here's the question I guess I have. If this was orchestrated by the superstars on the Nets, how would DeAndre Jordan know anything about it? Dude hasn't been a superstar since, I don't know, like ever. He doesn't get invited to those meetings. What are you scoring, DeAndre? 9 points a game? You have no idea if the superstars worked this whole deal out to get their coach fired. How would you know? You're just out there trying to hit double digits for a change. Okay, coming back, like I said, March Madness is coming next week already, and we are going to get you ready for what to watch as that NCAA tournament gets started. And I'm telling you right now, it is going to be another wild year. So like I said, the NCAA tournament is coming